Morning, we're excited for the presentation on tourism. Would you please welcome the Parliamentary Secretary, Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Dr. Colin Neil Gosine, MP.
Distinguished guests, my line minister, Kama Maraj, government ministers, diplomatic corps, colleagues from the parliament, Joel and David, nice to see you in the front row, the media. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear that again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Tourism has been discussed over the years in Trinidad and Tobago without having properly guided its development. The GDP contribution of the tourism sector today is approximately 6%. While it is a meaningful contribution, we recognize with proper planning, its contribution can significantly improve. It is interesting to note that the average GDP contribution of tourism in the Caribbean region is approximately 20%. The ministry recognizes this deficiency and have taken a clean sheet approach to rethink tourism. Where did we start? We defined the value and benefits desired from the tourism sector. We established a target for growth of the sector from 6% of GDP to 12% of GDP by 2030, with a projected contribution of $1.7 billion US. Let's say that again, with a projected contribution of $1.7 billion. We then developed an initial direction and plan for the development of the sector. One of the fundamentals in this plan is to define, categorize, and prioritize the key segments of the tourism sector, including details of the products and services of each prioritized segment. Priority segments have been identified. They are eco, sport, yachting, entertainment and culture, business, tertiary health and education. Having identified the tourism segments individually, together they will redefine the tourism thrust and real revenue potential, not just for businesses, but for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We have here today many business people who will recognize that to perform a business, one must have products and services to sell. Therefore, one of the first fundamentals in the rethink approach was to define the tourism products and services in detail. Eco-tourism was prioritized because an eco-tourist spends approximately 4 times more than the average tourist. It is important to know that the traditional metric of visitor arrival, though important, it is not necessarily the key matrix for measurement. It is the products and services which provide the optimum value for Trinidad and Tobago. That's the focus. The focus is now value per visitor, spending potential, employment, quality of goods and services, economic impact, national competitiveness. It also supports our other benefits, foreign exchange generation, community tourism, small, medium enterprises, international competitiveness, sustainability. Already we have mapped and categorized over 100 eco-sites across Trinidad and Tobago. 100 eco-sites, imagine that. And we are speaking about desirability. We are examining the quality and competitiveness of these sites. Do they meet the international standards? Are they safe, accessible, sustainable, and properly supported with infrastructure and services? Do they provide the visitor experience and satisfaction expected? Do they pass the desirability test? For example, what do you think about the desirability of Maracas Beach? Or the Caroni Bird Sanctuary. Clearly, they are not desirable and able to satisfy the criteria. These are the types of challenges that we are embarking upon to resolve the tourism development. The ministry is working very closely with the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs to identify opportunities for sport tourism. Let me take a moment to reiterate that. Sport development, etc., fall under the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs. The work that we are doing with the Ministry of Sport and Youth Affairs is pinning down the sport areas which can contribute to sport tourism. The collaborative team between the two ministries have identified the immediate high-value sport tourism opportunities for Trinidad and Tobago. They are aquatics and cycling. Why? Because Trinidad and Tobago already possesses international standard facilities. This is a globally significant marketable designation. The National Cycling Velodrome in Couva is the first UCI, United Cyclists Internationally, satellite center in the Western Hemisphere. It gives Trinidad and Tobago automatic credibility with the UCI, European cycling clubs, and Pan-American federations. The Eastern International Cycling Grand Prix already attracts elite cyclists from Latin America and Caribbean and Europe. But one of the biggest untapped opportunities is winter training camps. While Northern Hemisphere countries face winter conditions, as you know, Trinidad and Tobago offers year-round training weather. This is a natural competitive advantage, and right now the opportunity is not capitalized upon. Aquatics is another high-value opportunity. The National Aquatic Center is one of the best aquatic facilities in the Caribbean, and it includes a 50-meter pool, underwater video systems, and international competition capability. I'll say that again, an international competition capability. International aquatics events have already been sanctioned here. What makes this event more marketable is the ability to combine pool-based competition with open experiences in Tobago. As a plug for Tobago, the combination is unique within the region. In the yachting sector, we have already demonstrated what success through coordinated action can look like. It is useful to recognize that the yacht arrival experience declined from 2,600, imagine that, 2,600 in 2000 to less than 800 in 2025 because of the inefficiencies and challenges faced by visiting yachts. The government recognizes the immense economic potential with the yachting industry, and the ministry has been actively addressing long-standing challenges while implementing practical solutions aimed at achieving a 100% increase in yacht arrivals in year 1 and 2. A sustained growth thereafter. Our target is to achieve 3,000 vessels arrival by 2030, an increase in foreign exchange earnings by US $200 million by 2030. The ministry is modernizing the sector through technology and digital transformation. A system that is dear to my heart is the Sail Clear system, and it represents a major step forward in positioning Trinidad and Tobago as a modern maritime and trade hub, reducing the processing time for yachting arrival from 4 hours to 15 minutes. Imagine that. We have done that from 4 hours to 15 minutes. This system has already been tried, tested, and is scheduled for a launch in 2026. The launch of the new Port Health Office will reduce clearance times from 2 days to under 2 minutes. I'll say that again, from 2 days to under 2 minutes. These initiatives will significantly improve efficiency, transparency, and ease of processing for visiting vessels. We have identified the key segments which make up entertainment and culture. They are carnival, culinary, heritage, music, visual and performing arts, screen industry, film, publishing, literary, and gaming and interactive media. Have you seen entertainment and culture broken down like this before? We are working with key partners in building the product and services element for each of these segments. A perfect example is the difference in the target audience of the different types of fetes. Just take a look. We know fete. We really know fete in Trinidad and Tobago. My line minister always say, we know party better than anybody. And that is what we do best, we party. So we know fete, but there is a difference between fetes. The Soca Brain Fete has over 90% foreigners, whereas the Hillview Fete, I'm a Hillview old boy, Fete mainly has local patrons attending the Fete. There's a difference understanding of tourism value, and that is what we are showing here. I hope you are seeing the examples of the rethink. I also want to re-acknowledge that the ministry is fully integrated as our work is in investment is directly linked and supported to the tourism sector. We have 9 committed tourism accommodation projects in the pipeline that will result in an estimated 577 rooms and an estimated 741 permanent employment. These projects are projected to be completed by 2027, late or 2028. The government of Trinidad and Tobago and the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism are serious about growing the tourism sector. We are very serious. Applying the tourism rethink approach is fundamental about partnership. These are not simply isolated ideas or short-term initiatives intended to create a temporary increase in visitor arrival numbers. This is a work in progress for sustained tourism sector development. This is a work in progress for sustained tourism sector development. This is about building long-term value and the benefits of the country. It is about creating tourism economy that is sustainable, competitive, community-based, investment-ready, and global relevant. I share this with you as we position tourism as a central pillar in the diversification agenda, and I want to thank you.